You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Welcome, Watchers. You can borrow the power of a god and influence the journey of our adventurers. Join forces with other Watchers to drop a force of nature or a force of cosmos into our world. A trap, an advantage, a monstrous predator, or a portal to another dimension, where everyone is a talking sock hand? Force cards are unlocked level by level, each one increasing in power. You may dip your toe in godhood by purchasing a seed of nature or a spark of cosmos that will increase your force's strength. Or you may harness even greater power and purchase a mote of nature or a mote of cosmos and propel your force even faster to the next highest tier. Should you choose to affect the story of our adventurers, you can do so by using our custom extension to choose which side you're on, and maybe even help or hinder the player's dice rolls with an advantage or disadvantage while you're there. Use your powers wisely, Watchers.
Hey! Welcome! We are the Dungeon Run, a live tabletop show here on Twitch. And as you can see, I'm missing my best friend Ron. Aww. But there's a good reason for that. He's getting married. Yay! Ron's gonna miss out tonight, but he's gonna be back next week. But he's out east getting married to a very, very lovely woman.
Love you, Heather.
Hi,
Love
Heather.
I haven't met her yet, but I bet she's great.
Yeah, she's great.
But before we get into business, why don't we go ahead and do our intros, starting with lovely Surena.
Hi, I'm hello. There we are. I'm Surena Marie, and I'm playing Octavius Boxcutter. Their pronouns are he, they. My pronouns, she, her. Crushed it.
Whoop, whoop. Hey, everybody, I'm Morgan Peter Brown. I'll be playing Valcorio Lunaris. Both mine and his pronouns are he, him.
Hey guys, I'm Kari Lee Cartwright. Pronouns she, they. I'm playing KoKo Aldershadow. Pronouns she, they.
What? Don't sound ashamed.
Oh, I wasn't feeling ashamed.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no shame.
And I'm Kjack. I'm going to be your dungeon master tonight. My pronouns are he, him.
Hey everybody, my name is Adam, and I'm playing Cristobal de la Cruz. My pronouns are he, him.
Hi, I'm Jess, and I'm playing Jess Parsons. Oh my gosh, I forgot your last name for like half a second.
Really
I only
Just-
said your first name.
I'm playing Saint, and the pronouns are she, they?
She, her.
She, her.
Yeah, almost. We got it.
Nailed it.
Crushed it. That was really good.
Buddy cop. Just a reminder, it is still Subtember on Twitch, so spread the love. Gift subs, regular subs, they're up to 30% off for the rest of the month. So get on it. I know a lot of people in gift and subs out there. We see you. We love you. Thank you very much. We, as always, are here with cooperation from Two Kings Entertainment, twokingsfilms.com. Our wonderful partners in this story. They, on Friday nights, have a wonderful show at the Dragons and Things Network, so it's twitch.tv/DAT Network. Van Tom, every Friday. It's a Pathfinder 2nd edition show. Lots of fun. Check it out. Also, as always, Die Hard Dice is here, and they are a lovely dice sponsor here. I just saw this, it's incredible. They have a new Adventuring Artist Tarot deck available on their website, featuring 22 major arcana cards with unique artwork from talented creators in the tabletop community. That's a long breath. But there is some amazing artwork. I checked it out. They're all different cards, all of the 22 major arcana. Absolutely check it out. And they currently have free shipping on US orders of $30 or more and discounted international shipping. So get that and use our discount code DungeonRun, capital D, capital R, no space. Jessica, a lot going on in Patreon, so get to it.
We have some fun new Patreon perks.
We already announced it in our Patreon, so those of you who are already our patrons have probably seen it. If you haven't, I'm about to tell you. We have a new perk for our $5 tier, which is our first tier. We're going to add you to our close friends list on Instagram for exclusive behind-the-scenes footage. So today we had Morgan going through the set, and we had me questioning Adam on what death is like, and a picture of pizza.
For no reason whatsoever.
And if you want to partake in that, just message us on Patreon, and we'll add you on Instagram. The next new perk we have is at $50 a month. You will now get a free advantage or disadvantage that you can give to any one of our cast members, including our Dungeon Masters. And how you do that is you're just going to message right here on Twitch, because this is going to happen live, of course. You're going to message TDR digital items. It's TDR _ digital _ items. We can throw that into chat too, or maybe if our mods are on, they can throw that into chat for us. And that's one advantage or disadvantage per month. And then at the $100 tier, we have 2 new perks. The first is you're going to get a free moat. A free moat of nature or cosmos to spend per month, which, as we know, will propel your side, your force, to the next highest force card. So the moat is worth a lot, and that's one of the first ways that we want to thank our very generous $100 a month tier patrons. The second perk is very exciting. We got a lot of awesome feedback so far. Morgan, what is it?
I am going to be DMing a Patreon exclusive game just for our patrons every month. A game where I'm going to be dungeon mastering a campaign. It's not just going to be a one-shot. We're going to continue a story that every month, if you are our Force of Nature or Force of Cosmos patron, we are going to draw, and you could be one of the 5 players for that month. No repeats, and of course you can opt out if you like, but we're really excited. Check our Patreon for more details on this. I'm so excited to be telling stories, and possibly I'll rope in some special guests from time to time. But that starts in October. There's going to be so many amazing things, so be on the lookout more for that. Yeah.
We also have a lot of fun perks for the Chrono Dragon tier. That's our
highest tier.
It's a
$1,000
bananas tier.
tier.
Chrono Dragon.
This is our dream tier.
I forget you heard me.
I might need help remembering, but I think you get a guaranteed spot in Morgan's game, for sure. You get 1 free merch item per month, and
Signed by us.
You get 1 free merch item per month. Additionally, we will all sign your merch item of your choosing and send that to you. And we're going to send you a heartfelt thank you video, because that's crazy amazing if you are a Chrono Dragon. And speaking of merch, you get a merch discount code if you are at our $25 tier.
I believe so, yes.
$25 tier on Patreon. All kinds of other fun stuff on Patreon. Go check it out at patreon.com/thedungeonrun, or you can put command Patreon in the Twitch chat.
Well done, Jack.
Very good.
Bless you.
Speaking of interactivity, I always try to wing this portion of it, and I'm going to read it from the page this time. Because I always seem to mess it up and Ron fixes it, but Ron's not here.
You're going to do great.
Could you do it in a voice?
We believe in you.
Sure. I'll do it in my newscaster voice.
Okay. Oh.
New interactivity system where you can use Twitch bits to purchase items. So when you see the little dongly-doo, see, I'm already going off script.
I did not write dongly-doo.
You can go to our About tab on our Twitch page during the show. That's where you can buy advantages and disadvantages. Although those of you that have already bought disadvantages for Cristobal, good luck with that one.
Too soon.
Here.
We'll see. There's also Force of Nature and Force of Cosmos. Unlocking Force cards by buying seeds or sparks. As well as moats that can affect the show in a variety of ways. And there's also going to be rolling over force cards. So, for example, right now we are 70% closer to, or 70% full on our Force of Cosmos. That'll be a tier 4 card.
Gosh. Okay.
And 50% towards our first tier 1 nature card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very close.
Force of Nature needs to catch up.
Yes.
It feels like Cosmos is, to me, it feels scarier than nature, but it shouldn't, because nature
shouldn't.
is terrifying.
Nature just did all sorts of a number to Cristobal.
Nature's
Especially-
weird.
Yeah.
Climate change. Yeah.
Speaking of, we have a seed of nature from Tapartos.
Yay!
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tapartos. And a spark of cosmos from Tapartos as well.
Very
Oh, that
even-handed.
was
Very
nice.
even.
And I already see lots of advantages coming in. I wonder why. wonder why.
They're scared of you.
You should be.
You should be scared.
Yeah. And
disadvantages.
I think that does it for all of the announcements.
So, yeah.
So let's enter the storm. We begin with a gasp as each of you realize, one by one, that Cristobal is gone. You see, thank you, Jess.
Okay.
You
Let's
see,
do it again. Let's do it.
One more time. Take it back. Take it back to one.
Cristobal is gone. You see his blue energy start to wrap around your gem as you're clutching it. You reached out for the skull. The skull started to illuminate, its eyes, one purple, the other green. But as the eyes wink out, you lose that connection. And you see Cristobal's, which you can only assume is his soul, float up and then quickly zip down towards his chest, where his mirror has fallen out of his shirt pocket. And it gets sucked down into the reflection or the reflecting glass on the mirror. You glance around at the rest of your party and you see everyone is in terrible shape. Off in the distance, Drek is clutching his arm where he's got this big, long, nasty gash and he's bleeding down. His fur is matted. You glance over at Saint, and she's staring in horror at her own arm and shoulder as it begins to writhe and wriggle, as something is actually eating away inside of her, and you can see the necrosis starting to bubble up on her skin, cracking and turning black. And both Val and KoKo also have wounds and are breathing heavily from the fight that just transpired. What would you all like to do? There's a silence that kind of lands as there's a little bit of flickering buzzes that come from the carcasses of the darkwood bees. But both of those husk monsters that you fought, when they burst open and bits of necrotic energy and flesh went flinging off in all directions, there's really just a husk. There's little pieces of their body left behind. It doesn't even resemble the undead frost giant that it once was.
And it is at this moment, Otto lunges to the mirror that is on Cristobal's chest, puts it kind of to their chest to protect it,
Okay.
and yells, "Fall back! We need to fall back! Everybody to the cabin, the thing, we need to go back!" And I'm gonna try to move Cristobal. Like, I'm small,
Right.
but I'm gonna try to put him on my back and try to drag him.
Hold on.
We need to go back!
We can't just yet. Hang on. And it's quiet. There's nothing else.
As far as you can tell, I mean, deeper in the woods, you definitely hear more of that reverberating, buzzing sound.
I'll try to help pulling Cristobal off you. Hang on, Otto, hang on.
Everybody's so hurt.
I know.
That was exhausting.
Right.
My arm is starting to decay.
So sorry. I wish that wouldn't happen.
Is there something you can, some sort of spell, anything?
Is there anything in it?
Try healing
I can
it?
cure wounds.
Could you?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm assuming you still have some spell slots left.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. So you walk over and you don't have to roll.
Okay.
You just place your hands on her wounds, and you feel this warmth leaving your body. Not that you're getting cold, but it's just like a warming sensation. And you feel her warm hands on your arm. But as she pulls her hands away, you notice that your wounds do not heal at all.
Freda might know.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Drek, okay. All right, listen. If we go back, we might lose any chance we have of getting Oliver back.
It's all right. I can carry on. It's okay.
What?
Tie something around it?
Hang on.
Perhaps a tourniquet, something,
We
but
can take a moment right now. We can take a moment here and figure out what we're going to do. There's no immediate threat here right now that I can see.
Well, we're in the dark woods.
I know.
There's always something here that could kill us.
And maybe if we go back, then we can decide what we want to do from the safety of the grove, the garden. I feel like right now we don't know what's in. And Otto points to like the tree line. We don't know what's in there right now, and we need to help Saint and Cristobal.
And as they're talking about that, KoKo, I've ripped off a piece of my cape, and I've gotten like a stick, and I've made it a little tourniquet, and I'm twisting it up your arm.
Sure.
Yeah.
In fact, when you tie the tourniquet around her arm, do you do it up on her arm?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you tie the tourniquet up on her arm, you feel this larva creature try to wriggle past the tourniquet, and the tourniquet is just tight enough to where it stops. And then it turns around and starts working back down inside your arm.
oh, this is such
And
an
it's
unpleasant feeling.
Excruciatingly
Can you
painful.
see it?
Oh yeah, you can see the flesh in her arm kind of wiggle as this thing is burrowing.
Saint,
Wait.
I'm gonna walk over to Saint and I'm gonna pull out my dagger.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I could cut it out.
Do you know what you're doing?
With a knife, yeah, I'm pretty good with knives.
Well, heat the knife if you're gonna do that, though. 'Cause,
Yeah, okay,
Infection,
yes.
right?
Does
Something?
anybody have medicine? Can do medicine
We should get
things?
someone who knows what they're doing.
Okay.
Freda.
Saint, do you want Val to try and cut one of the worms out?
I don't have to do it right now. I
I
just
don't
still
think
want
she
it to
wants
spread. All right, that's fine.
Saint silently sends a prayer up to her god, asking if this is what is meant to be happening right now.
Okay. You remember that the woods are pretty empty when it comes to animal life, but you can still obviously send a prayer up to your god, for sure.
Do I feel anything?
It's pretty distant.
Man, my god is just peacing out. Right.
They're like, you got
Yeah.
this.
They're like,
No, bye.
Jared, remind me how long we've been walking since we left the settlement. A few hours, wasn't it?
Yeah. You guys, you're not deep in the dark wood, but you're a ways in.
And what time of day is this? How far into the day are we?
It's tough to tell, but you left early that morning, right?
Right.
If I remember correctly.
We got off the ice floes this morning.
Right, and then you went into the village,
That's right.
right?
Yes.
And you
Then
did
it all
the
happened
ritual.
pretty fast once we got
Right.
to the village. Yeah.
Right. So it's actually early afternoon at this point.
Okay.
So unfortunately, a few more hours goes by and it's going to be dark.
Okay.
But that's how long it would take to get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would be able to get back by dark, even in your current state.
I do agree with Val, though, that if we don't go after this wasp right now, we might lose our chance at recovering Oliver.
And Oliver might be the only one who could actually put Cristobal's soul back into his body. If that's even something that can be done right now.
My God would not let this happen to me. I'm sure I won't die of it, and if this is the mission that we're being put on, then I think we should fulfill it. I can handle the pain, it's all right.
Okay.
Your tourniquet, you can just keep redoing it, I think.
I will. I guess it's kind of a good sign that you can still feel your arm.
But I do think that we should take a short rest before we go.
KoKo?
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust you with Cristobal.
Oh.
Is that okay? Do you want this? Is this weird? Does this give you stress?
No, I'll just put it right in. I'll put it in my satchel.
Wait, what do you, the mirror?
Yeah,
That's with your
Okay.
worms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Val, do you have Cristobal?
I mean,
Can you carry him back?
I can, yeah, or Drek can.
Yes, maybe we should send Drek back.
Well,
to-
here's
need
the
to
thing.
Yeah.
You all are so worse for wear. And I'm not.
I thought we were going to say loud.
No, you're perfectly pitched.
Well, if we're talking about being sneaky, but okay.
Yes, I think I'm gonna go ahead. And
By yourself?
yeah, okay. Here's the thing. With everyone, it's kind of like a bad thing. You know what I mean? Where there's more opportunity to be caught. But with me, well, maybe I could do it. Maybe.
By yourself?
Maybe.
What are you gonna do when you get there?
How would you know where to go?
We'll just follow the sound of buzzing.
And
Can
we
we
found
hear it?
the amber, whatever
then
it is,
follow
that's
the amber
sticky.
track.
Yeah. Is that still?
Oh, that's right, the oily.
Are you
Yeah.
capable of tracking your way back to us? Because you're going to be out in unmarked territory without a map.
Yeah, I think I could. I'll figure out a way to find my way back.
Are you going underground, or are you gonna?
Oh, underground, absolutely underground. Well, when
Stay above ground.
I, I don't
You look
know
down
the
at the
wood.
ground, by the way, and it is still permafrosty in here.
Uh-huh.
So it's not that you can't burrow, it's just.
It's harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe stay above ground for as long as you can. I can't believe I'm saying this, Otto. That could be crazy.
Well, our options are this: we go back, lose the wasps and potentially Oliver, or we not do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a tactician here. I just think that I should just go.
How about this? You get a head start while we heal up.
Okay.
Because, quite frankly, I won't be able to go far.
I don't think I can either.
So we could either rest for short rest minimum is
An hour.
1 hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could either rest for an hour, or I could say a prayer of healing, and we could do 10 minutes and give you a head start in the
Short
meantime.
rest would be nice. And you should maybe conserve your spells.
An hour?
I know.
An hour ahead? I wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
Well, maybe you. Well, hang on. Everyone, start our rest. Let's go through our things. If this is going to happen, where Otto is going to be going ahead, maybe you can at least, sit with us for a few minutes, and then go. But I think we have. I've got some things I can give you
Okay.
that if you need them.
Do you guys have? KoKo, do you have the amber? the sticky
in the
amber?
bottle. Yeah, we took some.
Yes.
I put it on my dagger.
Yes, I do.
Actually, I think I gave it to Cristobal.
Do you have the
you
burlap sacks
Take
you
out
were
this bottle.
wearing, Saint?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have?
Should I give them to you?
Great.
There is Jared, we found a healing tea. I wrote it down as from the
It's a healing potion that you made out of
base. Okay.
Arctic thyme.
Yes. Yeah, we found it from the workshop.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a force card actually.
Awesome. Oh, it was. I forgot it was a force card. Okay, I give that to you 100%.
Wait, but why are you giving it to Otto?
Because Otto's going to be by themselves. And if
Maybe
It's
we
not
should give the
safe.
healing tea to It's a saint.
No, it's.
Oh my god.
It's all right.
Ew, your arm looks terrible.
It's real gross.
I'm going to rest up. It feels better.
Rest your head.
We have other ways to heal Saint and ourselves, but if Otto's by themselves, then we...
And
He only has so
I'll
many
do my best
options.
to not put myself in a situation I can't get out
Be as
of.
stealthy as you can.
Yeah.
And don't engage them. Just see,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
You might be the first to flee the nest, but I want you to be the first to flee back here if anything goes wrong, okay?
Okay.
I have a spell I can cast on you to help you.
Okay. Cool.
It's a warding bond. It will last 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay, so you will at least have that much. What it will do is it will oh, it's within 60 feet.
I was gonna say.
She has to stay within 60 feet.
Sorry, I don't think I have enough strength after all.
It's okay.
Sorry about
So
that.
you are going to go underground, or you're gonna stay on top because the ground is sort of frozen.
Well, I think I'll move faster if I stay on top.
Okay.
But I could figure out ways to track myself back.
Well, I can rip off more pieces of my cape, and you can just sort of tie them.
So, when you find me, because you guys are coming after me,
Yes.
right?
Yes, as
So-
soon as the hour's up.
I'm going to dig out little X's to mark the path on the floor.
Okay.
Okay.
So you'll see there'll be, and I'll just auto demonstrates what this X looks like.
Maybe arrows instead, so that we know you keep going
That's-
this
But
way.
they might be able to read the
Oh,
arrows
yeah,
too.
Arrows, yeah. They probably know what they are.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So X's. Yeah.
X's are
X's,
good.
okay.
They probably don't know letters.
No, I don't, maybe.
Those are like the only letters I know.
I also have some spare embroidery floss that I can give you, so you can tie it around branches.
Okay.
It's sort of it's a mossy green, but it should stand out in this environment.
Yeah, we've sure collected a lot of real interesting things.
Yeah. So I'll take the embroidery floss. I've demonstrated the X, and it looks like, well, so Otto has, like, they're bird feet. Otto has bird feet. So it's like 3 talons, 3 talons.
Okay.
So it's not just, you would know when you see it. It's not natural. And I'll just do, it's a recon mission. We used to do them sometimes. I mean, there are different circumstances. They were always like drills, you know, and not real situations.
We're like way outside of the nest now.
Yeah.
But I believe in you. You can do it.
Oh yeah, I believe in you too.
Oh.
You can do this.
Okay.
We'll be right behind you, kind of.
No, please get
Drake
rest.
looks at you and he looks real worried. He's just looking at you, though. I don't know if this is a good idea.
What's your suggestion?
I don't know, but I don't like the idea of him going off alone.
Well, how stealthy are you? You're
He,
pretty hurt.
he looks down and he looks at you.
Seriously messed up.
I am hurt, yes.
I can say a prayer of healing that will only delay us by 10 minutes.
Even then, maybe I go. Or at least I go with you for a bit. Because I'm okay. I'm not.
What does going with him for a bit mean? I don't want to further split the party than we already are.
But basically, he's quieter than I am, and he can dig. So if we get the sense that we're starting to get close to something, I will stay back. But at least then they have backup.
Yeah, because if we can get the wasp that has Oliver's soul, then maybe we could get Cristobal back.
Right.
KoKo, are you hurt?
Yeah, I don't feel very good.
How bad is KoKo?
14 hit points left.
I'm above half.
I've not been hurt yet.
I'm above.
So-
I'm not amazing, but I'm above half.
Drek is
Drek,
on the verge of passing out.
And so sane.
Okay.
Drek, hey buddy. Since you frequent these woods, is there any lasting advice you could give me before I go? Because
Yes, travel with others.
Okay, but like, if I were to travel really low, are there like things that could get me that are like shorter, ground level.
Well, these woods have changed. They're not the same as they once were.
Okay.
The bees didn't used to attack. The trees,
And he points over at the dead treant that's been ripped open by the husk monsters.
they didn't look like that.
You said that the bees, they didn't used to attack, but did they used to have a nest, a hive? Because I might surmise that if they need to go somewhere, they need to maybe deposit the souls in which they take.
Some sort of base, some sort
Sort of base.
They never took souls before.
But honey before, right?
If you think about it, we can still hear them, and we haven't been moving, so they must be still also, right? They're not still moving. If we could still hear them.
Can we still hear them?
It's more or less the only thing you can hear.
Does it feel like it's coming from a direction, or is it like all around us? Like, you know, when cicadas are happening?
Yes,
it's
I know
like,
exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And it is not all around you. It's definitely deeper into the dark wood.
Is it getting quieter?
Before you go,
Yeah.
Oof, okay.
Yeah.
before you go, can we quickly investigate this treant and the creature, because there might be something of note there.
Actually, and I will go over to one of the multiple dead wasps bees. You said the stinger almost seemed like an addition to it, like an unnatural, almost like it had been manufactured.
Not exactly.
Okay.
It's more like it's been morphed or manipulated in some way.
Like it was like mutated?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it look different than the rest of the body that it's attached to?
You're gonna have to roll.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
Give me either nature or medicine, whichever one you want, and you have advantage from Gateway Guy.
Thank you, Gateway Guy. Roll a 1 and a 2. Advantage doesn't help when you roll like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
As far as you can tell, I mean, you've never dealt with these giant bees before. You have no idea. As far as you can
nature is not
tell,
my
I mean,
strong suit.
it looks like it's part of the bee. It looks like the bee had a stinger and something changed the bee, and the stinger's part of the bee, therefore it's changed.
Can I use my dagger to cut it off and like
course.
carry it with us? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to.
Oh, wait.
There's
I
others.
have a weird suggestion. Just go with me on this.
Okay,
I mean,
what's
it's
up?
all weird right now, but go
They're
ahead.
very big, but they're very dead. So maybe we open them up, scoop out their insides, and then get inside of it like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
So I was having the same idea.
You were?
Yeah, we could make camo.
Yes.
Yes.
Are they that big?
They're medium-sized.
Like
so
as big as
the
I am
smaller
always
of
gonna
you
support you.
might be able to like rip off bits and pieces of it and like stick it to yourself.
Not me, and for
but not
sure
just climb
not sane.
inside of it.
No, they're not that big.
And we can't
Yeah.
fly either.
You gonna rip up open a corpse and step inside it?
I mean, listen.
Tauntaun this bee.
Just an idea. I mean, it's like
And we got crap for wanting to shear a sheep.
It's dead.
Very dead.
All right, we got a sprouted potato, or a moat, I should say, a moat of nature, from Angel Devilson.
Thank you, Angel.
And Angel Devilson says, "With love for all of you while battling injury."
Aw, thank you.
And so that unlocks our tier 1 card.
Yeah.
This is a tier 1 card.
does it tell us what we should do about
Yeah,
bee
yeah. It
carcasses?
actually just says,
Okay.
beekeeper. No.
Inside the corpse.
Now, this is written, or this was suggested by Divine Matt.
Nice.
And the name of this is View from a Bridge. Does that river seem to be raging? Perhaps those rapids are too fast for you. Hey, I know, a bridge could help. Inside the box before you is a glass bridge that can extend 30 feet. However, once your whole party crosses to the other side, a beach gnome pops up and shatters it. Hey, it was better than getting your feet wet.
Oh, that's
So
great.
it's a portable bridge.
Yes,
I
a one-time
like it.
portable
Maybe we
bridge.
should give that to Surena.
I like.
Agreed.
I
Love the
Well,
portable
anybody
bridge.
can use
Yeah.
it. It's a
It's a
group.
good one, Divine Man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angel.
Amazing.
She's gonna be the first one to get to the crossing.
Yeah.
True.
He. And you.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's true.
So while you're debating this bug stuff
Yeah.
and who's going to leave and who's going to stay and
Well,
what
we're
have
also
you,
Treant the
Treant.
and investigating the
And you're
Treant.
casting Prayer of Healing.
I'm not.
But you're not.
For short resting?
Yeah, you're
Then
gonna
I'm
show
not.
us.
Okay.
Okay. All of you, without even having to roll perception, can hear bum 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 bum.
Creepy.
Dum da dum bum 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 da dum. And it's just slowly coming from deeper in the woods towards your direction. Not like the sound of the buzzing, but like to the north.
We're not going to be able to hide, not the group of us. So Val just sort of stands and keeps a hand on his sword in the direction.
Otto, can you hide?
Yes, and I dig a hole.
Okay.
Gone.
It sounds kind of.
And I put the bee over the hole.
Sounds sort of jolly.
Yeah.
Does it sound bad? It sounds kind of okay.
Does it sound nice?
Sounds like someone just kind of humming a song.
Do I recognize the song?
No, it's not like a specific song. It just sounds like somebody that's making up a tune. So you recognize someone making up a tune.
Okay. Do we find anything in our investigation of the Treant?
Yes. Well, you only have like a moment to do it. Yeah. But anybody that wants to investigate, go ahead and roll investigation.
I'd love to.
Saint, you have advantage from Goofus McDorkle.
Thank you, Goofus.
And anyone else?
Yeah, I'm right.
Please.
Okay. KoKo, you have advantage from Goofus McDorkle.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself. You need help. You need help.
18. There's no.
Nice.
18.
Lower than that, 15.
Okay. So, just so you guys know, when it comes to skill checks, something that I often do in my games anyways, and I'm sure Ron probably does this too, is if somebody wants to assist someone else, you'll give that person advantage.
Oh.
If it's something that is assistable.
Right.
You know what
Not
I
like
mean?
in combat or something.
Yeah. Mainly just skill checks. So KoKo and Saint, for that matter, when you're investigating the tree ant, you notice that whatever these husk monsters were feeding on was not naturally a part of this tree ant. In other words, when you're looking down in the tree ant, it's not, because normally tree ants are essentially living trees, it would just be the inner part of the tree ant, so wood. But these tree ants have been hollowed out by something or someone, and the inside of them has like a
Acorns.
no, like a viscous quality
Oh, that's
to
the
it.
opposite of acorns.
Yeah. Almost as if there was some kind of thicker liquid that was inside of them that these husk monsters were obviously feeding on.
You said when we first walked up on that husk eating the tree ant, there was some sort of bluish energy escaping from it.
Yeah,
Did that seem like the souls that we saw?
similar, yes.
Okay, got it.
KoKo, let's hide our wounds for this person. I don't want them to know that we're hurt.
That's a good idea.
Not that way, Mammut. Over here. Bum 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 bum
Am
bum.
I able to see them yet?
Sounds so
You look off that direction. He's not really trying to hide.
Right. Doesn't
Sitting
sound like
on top of a mammoth, so a massive woolly mammoth that's
Whoa.
making its way casually through these trees and just sort of using its trunk to casually push trees side to side. There is a individual sitting on top of this mammoth. There's 3 chests strapped to the side of the mammoth, one on one side and 2 on the other, and a figure wearing a hooded cowl and rags, really just like sewn together rags, and a bunch of different trinkets and baubles hanging off of his clothing, is a man, a hunched over man sitting on top of this mammoth, and he's just,
Human?
you believe so.
Can't tell.
You can't quite tell because it's,
Rose in the distance.
yeah.
Hello there.
Oh,
Oh, we're doing this.
Yeah.
hello.
Greetings. What brings you to this part of the wood?
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting to meet anyone out here.
Ditto.
Yes. I'm just a traveling merchant.
Where are you going?
I'm trying to find an Ursaka village. You wouldn't happen to know which way it is, would you?
Well, why do you want to go there?
Well, I'm a merchant.
Do you want to sell them things?
Yes, trade.
What sort of items?
Oh, various bits and bobbles.
Where did you come from?
Oh, here, there, wherever the trade routes lead.
I get that.
Yes, I'm Master Failshin.
Phaeotian?
Failshin,
Phaeotian.
yes. And who might all of you be?
And he slows this mammoth down, and the mammoth looks over at you, and you swear looks over at you, and you swear for a moment it winks at you.
Oh.
And then he, for what you're assuming is an older individual, very slowly but very adeptly climbs down the side of this mammoth and lands and quickly pulls out this very strange, oddly shaped cane.
Drek? Does he
Yeah,
look familiar?
Kjack shakes his head. I don't know him.
Do you deal a lot with the Osaka in this area?
Oh, no. But I do have quite a few things I think they'd be interested in.
Otto burst out of the hole. Just comes out of the hole. What kind of stuff you have?
Oh, well, hello there, little one.
Hi. Hello, sir.
I have, I'm sorry, I don't know who any of you are. I see you have an Osaka with you.
Yes.
We ended up here a bit by accident, and we've come across some trouble.
And
Be careful where you walk in this forest, actually.
Yes, we are the designated protectors of the Ursaka. So basically, we have to suss you out to make sure you're not gonna bring any harm to the village we are sworn to protect.
I would not dare harm the Osaka in any way, shape, or form.
Inside check.
Yeah.
Inside check.
All that.
Yeah.
Roll your insight. I'm guessing everybody's rolling.
Round
Yeah.
of inside checks.
KoKo, you have advantage from Goofus McDorkle.
Thank you.
Nice.
Otto, you have advantage from Goofus McDorkle.
Thank you.
Whoa.
And
19 points.
Val, you have advantage from Gamer Realm.
Thanks, Gamer Realm.
And Cristobal's not here. And did I miss anybody?
Saint.
Saint, you have a
24.
14.
14, 15.
22.
Dang.
who got the highest? 22?
24.
24. So the 22 and the 24, there's definitely more going on with him than what he's saying, but you can't place your finger on it. But he definitely does not appear to want to harm the Ursaka in any way, shape, or form.
I tend to not trust people who wear that many rags.
Really?
So many layers. What are you hiding under there?
Probably secrets.
Do you have any medical supplies? It's wrapped up. You can only see just bits of pus coming out.
Oh yeah, it's like bleeding through.
That looks terrible.
It's even worse than it appears.
Yes,
Don't smell
Don't
it.
smell it. Don't smell
I wasn't planning on it. Yes, I have quite a few cures and potions and salves. Give me one moment.
And he slowly goes over to the side of this mammoth and he taps the mammoth, and the mammoth kneels down so that the chests are lower to the ground, and he takes one of the chests and lifts it off and sets it down. You, being a more physically adept individual, actually you would fit this category as well. You notice that he grunts when he lifts the chest and sets it down, but it's more like it's a little put on. Like it's not that
It's not as
hard
heavy
for
as he's
him
making
to
it.
set it down as he appears to be making it. And he sets the chest down and he opens it up with a couple, latches being flipped here and there. And as he pops it open, he starts digging through inside of it.
Perhaps this will help.
And as he brings it out, you notice that he's got a perfectly lacquered pine cone.
I got this one from the other side of Lost Camelot, from the Canusk.
And it heals things?
Well, yes, that's what I was told when I traded for it.
It looks like an ornament or something. Like something you would put on a mantle.
Or a type of rock.
Right. Well, looks can be deceiving.
You just like rub it on it?
Well, first you have to trade for it.
Yes.
Wait.
Trading. What?
Can you demonstrate it?
Well, if I did that, then why would you pay me anything?
Well, we could promise that we would do it.
What does it do?
Yeah, I could trade you stuff. What you want?
Well, what do you have?
I'm just saying. We barter all the time.
Didn't Cristobal have items?
I don't. He's out of the office right now, and I don't really want to go through his stuff.
What about that skull?
No, not for sale. No, that's
Have you seen that before?
It's just laying on the ground. Doesn't seem like anyone appears to care about it at all.
I'm gonna go get the skull.
Please, Fascination. I only have 10 gold, but I really need this.
I'll do you one better. How about a bit of hair? And I'll give it to you
sounds reasonable.
for that.
Saint, are you sure?
Does Saint know anything about using hair in arcane magic?
You can roll if you'd like.
What would that be?
Yeah, it would be Arcana.
Arcana?
Yeah, it wouldn't be religion.
It's very witchy.
Oh, definitely not gonna know. That's 2.
Oh.
I mean, it's always possible to use. I mean, you've heard stories. Everyone's heard stories of people using,
What
body parts or blood or whatever in spells, but he doesn't seem to look like any sort of wizard to you. The wizards that you've met are more like Cristobal.
Might I ask what it would be used for?
Oh, well, I like to collect things, and you're very strange and very different. I've met someone like you before, but
You have?
yes, they didn't quite look like the same combination, so to speak.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they were bigger, and they had,
Are you talking about the one that you rode in on?
no.
No, my family, the Loxodon.
Yes,
Yes, they all have the nose. It's quite.
Yes.
It's. And I do not have that. Indeed.
Right. If I remember correctly, it's the Hanging Gardens.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where I grew up. You've
Yes.
been to the Hanging Garden.
I have long ago.
Ah, well, it's a lovely place. I'm
It
glad you
is.
got to see it. Let me do you one better. If you have scissors, you can have a whole lock.
Oh, very well.
He reaches into his chest very quickly and pulls out a pair of shears. And the shears are in perfect, immaculate condition. They look like they've been well taken care of.
She pulls her hair aside and gives him a lock.
Reaches out, and as he reaches out, the two of you notice that on the inside of his scraps, that you see a little bit of blue skin, like poking out from in between the rags. So you actually see the color of his skin.
Like
Do I see it
glowy?
too?
No.
Or like just blue?
Just blue.
Who has blue
Yeah.
skin in this world?
You don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know.
Then okay, so it would be an uncommon creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
He snips and twirls the lock of hair, smells it, and then stuffs it into a pouch on his being, and then hands the pine cone over to you.
I'm sorry. How do I apply this?
Oh, it's very easy. Just hold it in your hand like so. Close your eyes and make a wish.
What?
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Wait a minute.
Nervous.
What are you wishing for?
If I tell you, it comes true.
Well, it's going to be hard to work if you don't say it out loud.
Oh, I thought it would be in my head. But will it grant any wish?
Wish for the
I don't know. They told me that it would cure anything, any ailment.
Or cure anything?
Yes.
Wait, how many?
I wish for Cristobal's soul to be returned to his body.
He reaches out and he taps the top of the pine cone and it starts to unravel. And that's when we're going to go to a secret room with Cristobal.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
So we're gonna take a tiny little, like, not even 1 minute long thing so that we can swap out these lovely players and bring Cristobal in for a moment in the mirror.
Welcome back. I am now the Dungeon Master. I'm not going to do my Jared Kjack impression because Cristobal's dead and I don't need to poke the bear any more than I've already poked the bear.
So you don't necessarily remember exactly what happened. Everything was kind of a blur. The fight was going well. I mean, you all were injured and obviously, you know, dealing blows and taking blows at the same time. But in this particular instance, you got hit within a matter of 6 seconds numerous times, and the poison that was injected into your system hit you with a vim and vigor that you've never experienced before. It was as if you were run through and then liquid fire or shards of broken glass were shot out inside of your body through your veins. And then everything went white, and the next thing you remember, you're falling. And as you're falling, you feel things crack and break beneath you. And as you turn your body around and you look down, you see panes of glass, reflective glass, coming up at you at blinding speed. And you try to move out of the way or twist or dodge or protect yourself, and you just keep hitting these panes of glass and they shatter beneath you. And it's not painful, but it's shocking, it's jarring, and it feels as if your body is being ripped apart and then put back together. But as you fall, these panes of glass start to slow your descent, and you land with a thud. And as you pick yourself up and look around, your vision clears and you're completely surrounded by a city. And not just any city, but a city that's being built and torn apart constantly. Huge spires off in the distance. Immediately in front of you is a fountain made of glass. And off to the right is a beautiful bronze statue about 7 feet tall of a woman. And the woman has her hands up to the sky like so. And in one hand is half of a bronze mask, and in the other hand is a crystal ball. And as you pick yourself up and look forward, the statue begins to slowly move, and it brings the mask down and places it on her hip, and then holds the crystal ball out, almost as if offering, not to you, but to the fountain itself. And as she brings her hands over the top of it, she has long, impossibly long fingers, again, made of bronze. And the very tip of her fingers come to a point. And she begins to chisel away at the crystal ball. And as she's chiseling away, the little flecks of glass that are coming off of it fall into the fountain that's filled with this viscous liquid. And the little bits disappear with plopping sounds as she continues to work. You are in intense pain, but your body still functions. And as you look down, the only thing about you that has changed is you have all of your belongings that you had on you when you died, but there's a indentation in your chest. And now you remember that final moment of when the bee shoved its stinger into your chest and worked it underneath your sternum as deep as it would go, and you felt something get ripped out of you. And that's when you remember you died. You remember that moment. You remember that brief half split second as it happened. What would you like to do?
So Cristobal picks himself up off the ground, and his eyes are on the indentation in the city, rising and falling around him. Does he see anybody else?
Give me observation. You have advantage from Goofus McDorkle.
Oh, Goofus, you're the best. I am not the best at this. Okay, that could have gone a lot worse. Observation, eh? Yeah, 11.
You don't see any other people, but you do see machines moving, and you see glass birds flying around and up towards the spire, or spires.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
The chipping stops, and as it stops, you can tell that the glass ball is starting to take shape. But the bronze statue of the woman, her head turns like a metal grinding sound and looks over at you. Again, beautiful, and 7 feet tall, super thin. And she looks you up and down. Oh, hello. Who are you?
I am Cristobal del Cruz. I am sorry, I did not mean to yell. I did not know that you were... Who are you?
I am Miss Gust Geiber.
Miss Gus Geiber?
But you may call me Gast.
A or S? Or you? Gus? Gast?
Gast.
Gast.
G-A-S-T.
Thank you. Miss Gast, where am I? The last thing I remember was I was in the woods and I was stabbed and I think I died.
Oh, then you're new here, aren't you?
Yes, I just stood up.
Well, welcome. This is the City of Glass.
Do I ever heard of the City of Glass in my life?
Roll history. You have advantage from Cjo225.
Okay, all right, Cjo, you just saved me. 22.
So, it's another one of those moments where you read something in a book once and you just kind of took it as like a fable or a story. Like, this is a realm that someone made up at some point to make some kind of, moral, almost like a, like a Grimm's fairy tale type, you tell your kids don't go into the woods because you'll be eaten by the big bad wolf.
Sure.
That's the kind of thing that you chalked this up to. But you do remember reading about the City of Glass, and the City of Glass is the realm of gods, but gods that are self-made. In other words,
Self-appointed type of thing?
Yeah, more like imagine like an ancient being that before man existed. Now man is here, and man worships that being
Right.
as a god.
Got it.
Therefore, it is now a god.
Now a god. Copy.
Yes.
Yep. Because of the
Only
faith in.
what you read was about a god becoming a place, and this is that place.
Do you remember what god it was?
Yes,
Was it Lumbra?
it was before Lumbra.
Oh.
There are two gods that make up Lumbra. One is Umbrith, and the other is Luminath.
Umbrith. Say that last one again.
Luminath.
Luminath.
Those were the two gods, two ancients that joined together to become a god. And they went mad as a part of the process. And as you think these thoughts, Gast kind of crouches down so she's more at your level. Would you like me to show you around? I could finish my work and we could go on a journey.
This is my home now?
Well, you're a guest.
Oh. Then I would. Are you. Yes. Please, I would love to see your city.
She continues on her work and she picks up the pace. And every once in a while, her eyes kind of glance at you and then back to her work. She finishes it and she has a small glass figurine of a babe, a child wrapped in almost like a swaddle, but completely made of glass. And she smiles. And then she sets it down inside of the fountain filled with this viscous liquid. And you can see the little bauble babe float from the fountain down into like a channel. And that channel starts to carry it into the city.
Gast, what is it you do here? That was a beautiful carving. Are you an artisan?
You know, I was never given that distinction. But I do like to create.
You have an eye and hands for it.
Thank you.
So what is it that you do?
Well, I suppose I do whatever they ask me to do. That is my purpose. I've been here for a very long time.
And these people who ask you to do things, is this Umbrith and...
As soon as you say Umbrith, give me a will save.
Awesome. Great.
Sorry, wisdom save.
Do I have any advantage?
Nope, you're at a flat roll.
What? Why is...
Yeah.
Okay. Timing is terrible. I'm sorry, I just rolled 2 die.
That's okay, you got a minute. We have a Spark of Cosmos from Tapartos. Thank you, Tapartos.
Thank you, Tapartos.
And a Seed of Nature from Sitar and his cat.
Well, thank you, Sitar and his cat. So I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 die. I got a 20 and a 19. So I'm about to roll again because I'm going to be fair about it.
Okay.
But I just wanted everyone to know that I did roll well once in this session. That makes a lot more sense. 7.
So you say Umbrith, and as you say that, the ground shakes, and the skyline trembles a little bit, and you notice that at this moment, you didn't notice where the light was coming from, but you notice that there's little blue flames that start to pop up here and there, almost like will-o'-the-wisps, lighting the way. But you also notice that at the top of the spires are these large bronze tipped spires, or almost like a altarpiece, like a cap. And all of those caps were brightly shining or glowing, and they were illuminating the whole city, and they dim ever so slightly.
I meant, no offense. Perhaps I overstepped. Please, Gast.
You seem scared.
I don't understand what's happening. This is not... Where is my father?
You're new here. You should be shown around.
Okay, please show me around.
Maybe that will put you at ease.
Maybe it will.
Take my hand.
And he does.
Okay. And she starts to lead you past this fountain, past this canal. And the first area that you get into, you see a building. It almost looks like a cathedral. Massive. Several different spires, a chapel off to one side, lots of bronze work on the front of it, stained glass, which you've noticed up until this point, there hasn't been a lot of color. Everything is either steel or bronze or clear glass. So the stained glass definitely sort of sticks out. And think like neo-Gothic architecture. There are large metal cranes that are raising up huge beams of metal, and they're building on one side of the building. And on the opposite side of the building, you see other machines tearing apart the structure and setting the material aside for another project, almost as if what you saw on a larger scale is happening on more of a micro scale right in front of you. Give me a perception check. Okay. 3. You see some bronze automatons that look similar to the sculpture, but they're a little bit more roughly hewn, not quite as artistic. And they're laboring away at this pile of debris, stacking it, organizing it, what have you. As you are standing there in front of this cathedral-like building, without Gast noticing, you notice right in front of you, between two plates, a small little yellow flower, a chrysanthemum made of glass, starts to sprout up in between the cracks, and it starts to form and bud into a glass yellow flower.
I nonchalantly bend down and grasp it.
Isn't it beautiful? The construction?
It is stunning. It is a work of true
Progress.
Progress, yes.
Yes.
That is how I look at it.
What do you have there?
Oh, I saw a flower growing from the ground.
How strange.
Yes.
I didn't think anything grew.
Perhaps it is a new creation.
Huh. Progress. And she kind of zones out for a minute. You're staring down at this little glass flower, and it starts to unravel in front of you, and chiseled away on the glass itself is a letter, which I'm going to read because I don't want to force you into cold reading something, but you get to keep that.
Sweet.
The letter says, it's entitled City of Glass. Today at liquid dawn, this hour the city of glass shimmers brightly. You have departed, and I see you. I know you await me. Before we meet again, you must ponder upon your place. A father's love recalls sorrowed joy, borrowing a little boy's light. Venture forth, within blue flame steel alleys and over clear sky towers. Though distant, I dwell from you, hidden in gray veils of shadowed night. Trudge on, my boy. Fix your eye on sunlight beams slicing silver clouds. Ignore the ink of dark voices. Hear no sounds of man's progress. You and I investigate alone. Self-banished by grand pursuits in knowledge lost. Unknown by true aristocracy. Our backs stooped, hands cracked, inner souls saddened at Baron's blight, born from man's law of ambivalence. Golden, glowing, glimmering starfall guides your path above, while merchant's ship sinks silently beneath the moon's banner. Upon arrival fraught, place both flesh and gold upon my glass tomb. Be then greeted by bouquets of chrysanthemum and poppies white. But beware, my boy, the echoing bells that end the day. Farewell, my son, for here my mask will forever stay. And then it's signed, yours forever, Gonzalo de la Cruz, your father.
Ah. Guest.
Yes?
Have you had any other recent visitors?
Oh, well, I'm not sure what recent means, but yes, we get travelers from time to time.
One that may have looked a bit like me.
Well, let me think. Yes. Yes, I do believe there was someone that looked somewhat like you. But it was a while ago.
Do you know if they are still here?
I don't know for sure, but probably.
How would if I wish to seek someone out, is there a place where people commune, or perhaps a way to call for them or seek them?
Well, yes.
How would
You can always find their mask.
How do I find their mask?
Oh, well, I don't know if I should tell you that.
Please, guest. I am new to this place. I am.
Well, yes, that's why I was going to show you around.
Do I have a mask?
Not yet, but you will soon. And when she says that, there's almost like a dark formality to it.
Sure. You know, as someone who is new to a place like this,
We've been talking too long. And then you hear a dong, dong, dong.
we should move.
Yes,
On.
I should show you more.
Yes, please.
Come. And she takes your hand and she starts walking you forward. And as she walks you forward, you get into a small square clearing with buildings on either side. And you notice there are more of these bronze automatons hunched over. This time, clearly, it says across their back, without you being able to miss it, artist carved into their back. And they're all hunched over with that same long, spindly fingers, clicking away at pieces of glass. And as you look at the piece of glass, theirs has already been formed into a bird, a pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
And they appear to be writing things on the pigeon in the glass, etching. And then they release the pigeon, and the pigeon flies off towards one of the spires. This is where messages are sent. Perhaps if you want to send a message to your father, here would be a good place. What would you like to say?
That I miss you, and I am sorry for not connecting the way we should have.
Is that all?
That you should feel no fault for our distance, for it was my fault as much as yours. Are you here? Can I find you? Where are you?
She waits until you're completely done, and then you nod. And then she walks over and she picks up one of the glass birds, and she takes her left hand instead of her right hand, and she quickly etches on the side of it everything that you said, including when you stuttered, the little and
And I love you.
She finishes it very quickly, and then she lets it go, and you see this little glass pigeon fly away.
Can we follow that?
Well, yes. But don't you want to see the rest of the city first?
No. And he's going to... Is she still holding his hand?
No.
He is going to start moving towards the path where the pigeon went.
Sure. So you kind of veer off into one of these alleyways, and as you go digging through that alleyway, you come into yet another clearing, and this time you see a bunch of these automatons with Scholar etched across their back. And in front of you is a map. And you quickly spy where you were on the map. You see the fountain, and you see where you've gone thus far, and it's a map of the city, made in miniature across this open platform. And these automatons are having these very formulaic arguments with one another, almost as if they're, like a Chuck E. Cheese machine, debating back and forth about where the lines are to be drawn, and where the borders are.
Having seen Scholars, having seen the map, I'm going to look at the map. Is it labeled at all, or is it just?
Yeah, it's definitely labeled.
What I'm looking for. I'm going to take a deductive leap that if there were artists, there were scholars. Is there a wizards, or sorcerer, or?
Well, you haven't seen much in the way of magic other than those blue fire balls that were floating around. Everything else appears to be very much powered by something, but not magic. Even this bronze statue, you can tell by the way that it's moving that it's got inner mechanisms, almost like clockwork.
I look forward. The bird is...
Sure. The bird continues to fly off. It's obviously much faster than you are. Yeah. Your only option, unless you want to run around this map, is to Godzilla it and run across over the top of this map.
Oh.
Otherwise, you're certainly going to lose it, or lose it around a building or a spire.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So you begin to run across this building, and give me a dex check, actually.
Any advantage?
Yeah, actually. Idaho Judd gave you advantage.
Thank you, Idaho Judd. 17.
Okay.
Idaho Judd.
Okay. You don't crush any buildings or anything, bad. You don't destroy anything, but you do walk over some of these areas that they're drawing these lines on and smear the chalk or the charcoal or whatever they're using. And all of the automatons start getting very irate and angry because you've smudged their border, their lines, what they've been arguing over. But they're so busy and heated arguing with each other over how it should be fixed that you're able to get through over the top of the city. While you're running that way, you do notice on the map, there is a big missing patch. Part of the city map has not been finished, but you run right over the top of that and you continue to follow this bird. And as you round the corner and you're running down this alleyway, because that's how everybody runs in this world.
I get it.
You hear clanging sounds, and you can't help but glance off to the side, and there's a large warehouse, and inside of the warehouse, you see these bronze automatons, and each one gets pulled forward on a conveyor belt, and stamped. One of them gets stamped scholar, the next one gets stamped laborer, the next one gets stamped artist, and the last one gets stamped merchant. And they immediately power on and start to march forward as if happy to serve their purpose. You continue going down that alleyway and you come into a clearing. And at this clearing, there's a massive wall. And in your mind, you're doing the math and you realize that that wall corresponded with on the map where there was nothing. And you actually had to like step over that part of the map because there was a wall there. And in front of you, there is a channel filled with viscous clear liquid. Floating in this channel, 20, 30, 50 of these little glass baubles, each one carved into a babe, floating. And you notice that the channel splits in two. And in the middle where it splits, there's an automaton with merchant stamped on top of it. And he's looking down from left to right, and then he annotates on a big bronze slab with hash marks how many go left and how many go right. And as you stare forward, you see the two channels go into the wall. There's an opening, two openings in the wall, and one of them says rich and the other one says poor. And the baubles just bounce along and flow past the wall. And you notice that the bird that you sent flies up and over the top of that wall and on the other side. Just then, a hand reaches out onto your shoulder and you look back, and Gast is looking down at you. Why did you run? We had so much to see. I was going to explain what is happening, the progress.
I'm sorry. I thought I'm sorry. I just... That bird is going to my father.
Yes.
My father died. And I never...
Did he?
Yes. Yes.
Oh. Well, that makes sense then.
How so?
Well, that he is here.
If I am to be here, I wish to be with him.
Oh. Well, you should have said so.
I'm sorry. I am new to all of this.
That is why I am here. That is my purpose.
Sorry.
To explain. You must let me explain. This is the sorting channel. This is where it is decided who will be rich and who will be poor.
But it is arbitrary.
Yes.
There is no reason for one of your creations to go one way or the other. That is not fair. Or...
What do you mean, fair? This is progress. Not everyone can be rich.
No.
Then no one would be poor. Not everyone can be poor. Then no one would be rich. She seems genuinely confused. That is the purpose of this.
Is there no merit system, something that would allow you to...
It is decided.
By who?
By Lumbra.
Ah. I do not doubt his wisdom.
Their wisdom.
Their wisdom. He looks...
Are you sure you don't wish to go back? I could explain again. You seem confused.
I have had a really rough day.
I see. Would you like a drink?
Yes.
She reaches down into the viscous liquid and cups it in her big bronze hands and extends it out, and her arm extends out over to you.
What is it?
This is what we drink.
Oh, all right. And he takes the liquid.
She pours it into your hands. It's thick.
Like a sludge?
Not like a sludge, almost like,
Ouzo?
no. No, think like, what's a good one? Like a clear gel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost like a runny, goopy hair gel.
Like a slime? Prepared by a fine artisan?
Sure.
He will drink it.
Okay. As you drink it, there's no taste whatsoever.
I expected there to be a flavor.
Why? What is the purpose of flavor?
Pleasure?
Pleasure? What is pleasure?
When you create and you made the babe,
That is my purpose. That is work.
do you feel accomplished when you do it well?
When I do my job?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, then I serve a purpose.
If you did not have a purpose, you would feel bad.
I would feel nothing.
So, if you do and fulfill your purpose, there is a contentment there, a satisfaction.
I have never thought of it that way. Yes, I suppose if I serve a purpose, I am content. But then I wish to do more.
That is kind of a good example of pleasure. You seek contentment. Once you achieve it, you seek more. Be that in fine wine, be that in a person's company, or even in work.
She's speechless.
I did not mean to be rude before. I apologize. You may show me around.
Well, this was the end of the tour.
Oh. Am I to have a job? A purpose?
You are to see Lumbra.
Now?
Well, you must visit the wall.
I look up at the wall.
This is not the wall?
She smiles and shakes her head. No, this is the outer wall. You must visit the wall of masks.
Oh. Please, then.
She gestures. I cannot go with you.
But
She gestures towards the wall.
I go on alone?
Unless you wish for me to go with.
You just said you can't go with me.
I am not supposed to, but I am also supposed to do what you ask. So I would choose to go with you if you ask.
If you choose to come with me, then yes, I would love your company.
Then we will go. And she starts walking towards the wall. She does not go to rich or to poor. There's a crack in the wall.
Middle class. Smaller every day.
There's a crack in the wall with nothing above it that she crouches down into, almost like a weird four-legged, with her arms being like legs, and she spider walks or crab walks through the crack underneath.
I'm right behind you.
You do the same. You're not as big as her, so you don't have to quite, crouch as much as she does. But as you crawl underneath and into this area, you notice that the light in here is darker, it's dimmer. And as you glance up, you notice that there's little blue balls of fire that are dancing around that are barely illuminating a wall. But it's no normal wall. It's colossal. And about every 2 to 3 feet, you see another mask hanging on the wall. Each mask made of bronze. Some full masks, some half masks, all human, Some male, some female, some you can't quite tell. But this wall is taller than any structure you've ever seen and goes on for farther than you can see. And it's odd when the blue flame dances about in front of this wall and illuminates the masks. You swear for a moment that the masks begin to speak.
Who is this? This.
I am Cristobal de la Cruz.
The sun. You made it. Welcome.
You know my father?
Yes. No. Yes. He is here.
Where?
You notice that one of the blue flames dances across and illuminates one of the masks. And the mask looks exactly like your father. But it does not move.
I walk towards it. Is it reachable? Is it something
It's
I could...
up 50 feet.
Why have you brought me here?
You came. Yes, you came.
What am I to do here?
Choose.
Choose what?
Choose to stay. Put on the mask.
My father's mask?
Any mask. You may choose. Choose.
And I'm looking at the various masks, and they are, like you said, some are human, some are not human.
They're all human.
Oh, they're all human?
Yes.
If I don't stay, what then?
Then you must serve the purpose. Purpose.
The purpose of progress?
Progress, yes.
How do I serve?
Go to Thassa. Wear the glove. Yes, the glove. Wear it.
I don't know what to do.
Choose.
Will I come back here? If I leave?
Perhaps.
If I serve the purpose?
Then be granted a boon. A boon. But you must serve the progress. Yes, the progress. Humans have failed for far too long. Hush. Yes, hush.
I will serve the purpose. If that is what you require of me.
Good.
How do I go back?
Wear the mask. The mask.
And I point at my father's mask.
The flame continues to dance around, so it takes you a while to find his face again, but it is there. And it looks like the expression on it has changed
From
pretty neutral to sad.
I am too young to stay.
There are younger.
No?
Younger!
There are. But I have done nothing with my life. I have made no progress, helped no one but myself. I wish to earn a place on the wall. I wish to make you proud.
Then serve the purpose. Purpose. Purpose.
I will serve the purpose. I will make you proud. I will help change the world for the better.
Yes. Build.
Yes, build.
Good.
And I look up at my father's mask and I will return. I am sorry. I will make you. And he turns back to the masks that are speaking to him. Tell me how to go back. I will build. I will create.
Gast reaches up, and you look back and you see that she's wearing the mask that she was holding that was attached to her hip, and she has it in her hands. And she tucks the ribbon beneath it, and her arms extend out. You may have my mask, if you wish.
You would give me your mask?
If you wish.
What will happen to you?
I will serve another purpose. I have learned much speaking to you, Cristobal.
I have learned much from you as well. I hope I see you again.
Perhaps you will. And as you place it on your face, that is where we will go to intermission. Stick around. We'll be back for more.
You can borrow the power of a god and influence the journey of our adventurers. Join forces with other watchers to drop a force of nature or a force of cosmos into our world. A trap, an advantage, a monstrous predator, or a portal to another dimension, where everyone is a talking sock hand? Force cards are unlocked level by level, each one increasing in power. You may dip your toe in godhood by purchasing a seed of nature or a spark of cosmos that will increase your force's strength. Or you may harness even greater power and purchase a mote of nature or a mote of cosmos and propel your force even faster to the next highest tier. Should you choose to affect the story of our adventurers, you can do so by using our custom extension to choose which side you're on, and maybe even help or hinder the player's dice rolls with an advantage or disadvantage while you're there. Use your powers wisely, Watchers.
And
Sorry.
it's all right. We
Wardrobe change.
begin again
What?
with a gasp as Cristobal's body
lurches forward and he sits up, coughing and spewing this green and black bile that just shoots out of his mouth almost like The Exorcist.
Okay, ready?
Whoa.
1, 2, 3.
It worked! Oh, you did it.
Cristobal, are you okay?
Yeah.
My hands go to my chest where the
The caved in area is gone. You do feel that there's a little bit of a welt there.
What? I just heard there was a sting and then a. How do
you feel? Oh, wrong question?
It is I feel driven.
I'm glad you're back.
By the way, each of you, while you're looking at him, something about his face has changed.
Eyes are still the same.
His eyes are back to normal.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, my eyes are back normal.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But his face, the actual structure of his face, is ever so slightly changed.
Do humans do that?
No, not my experience.
I take the eye patch off and I don't throw it away. I put it in my pack.
Your eyes are back.
What happened?
I died,
Yeah.
I believe.
What's our name?
Oh, such a good
What's our
question.
names?
Yeah.
What's our names?
Pop quiz from the grave.
Who's that?
You're Otto and Val and KoKo and thing.
What about my name?
Drac.
That's right.
Oh, yes, Drek.
Did you meet any gods while you were gone?
I think I did.
Oh, who did you?
Hang on.
What is? Whoa! What is? And I look down at her very diseased arm.
Yeah.
Don't smell it.
I don't need to know that is a serious problem.
Yes, it's all right. I want to hear more about the god you met.
And I want to make sure you do not lose your limb. And I look to. Oh God, none of you. None of you. I'm going to roll. I'm going to do a medicine check on her to see if I know what's needed for that to be fixed.
Well, we do know it's a lacquered pine cone that grants you a wish, but I just used it on you.
She triaged it
We're holding
and
the
chose
things
you
for
over
you.
her arm.
By the way, there's also a man standing there as well,
woolly
covered with a hooded cowl and rags. A woolly mammoth that has two chests strapped to it and another chest sitting on the ground not far away. But the man with the cane has backed away a little bit as you sit up.
Just clutching Saint's hair.
He already put that away.
Oh, okay, fine.
Go ahead and make your medicine check. You're at a flat roll.
15.
You know it's not good, but from what you could tell, something is causing a accelerated rate of rot and necrosis.
Necrosis.
So it's almost like it's like an infected wound that's got gangrene on it, but for some reason it's spreading much faster than it normally would.
So I'm going to look at Saint's arm and then to all of you and then take in the person with the...
I am sorry, I do not know you.
He's a traveling salesman.
Master Failshin, at your service.
Mr. Fioshin, do you have any medical training or perhaps something that can help to rid...
I did, and I traded it away.
Do you have any
To
more?
who?
To her.
For a lock of hair, we got your soul back. It's all right. I'll be perfectly fine. We have to go now to find Oliver's soul, or we're going to lose the buzzing sound.
You're
So
going to
let's
lose
just
your
go.
arm in not long.
It's
What about cutting it out? You can see the
Yeah, you can like see
larva
it's
under her skin.
And KoKo walks over and tightens the tourniquet. Sorry, Saint.
Might we be able to trade you for any other medical poultices you have for the directions to the Osaka?
Yeah, you want to go to see the Osaka. You've proven yourself very well to us.
I can certainly always trade, but I'm afraid not with you.
I will trade then.
No, I will trade. Hi, you just got back.
She sacrificed for me. I will trade for her.
It was but a lock of hair.
Do you want some feathers or?
You took his luck.
What do you want?
Well, I was going to ask for the gentleman's eye, but seeing as how it's no longer of use, what do you have that would be useful to me? Perhaps that mirror sticking out of your pocket.
No, I cannot part with it. I am sorry.
It's a family heirloom.
I see. Well, then, perhaps that little glass flower.
So I have the flower on me.
You didn't know you had it until now. You looked down and it was just sitting there on the ground. You must have been clutching it in your hand.
No. No, I refuse. It's all right. The Osaka. And then she gives you the direction to the Osaka.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's all right.
Yeah.
If it comes to it, we can try to cut it out, but we must get to Oliver.
Is there so you're a merchant?
Yes.
Some merchants have means of contacting them later should we need to barter things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a business card?
I could certainly trade you one.
Can we fast travel to you later?
Can we sing that song you were singing, and then you'll hear us? And then...
I have items that would help you with what you are looking to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have anything that can capture a moth, or a wasp?
You mean a bee? Like one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe I do have a net traded to me by the Minotaurs.
Oh, wow, you've met real minotaurs in person?
I have.
That's so impressive.
Thank you.
Okay.
They're fair traders, though you wouldn't want to befuddle them in any way. If they're confused, then they get...
Stomping.
Yes.
Seems like an old trauma.
Okay. So for this net,
Yeah, what would be equal to that net?
we have some gold. We have.
I
I'm
can
always
show you a
interested
magic
in
trick.
treasure.
Okay.
Let's see.
I have 10 gold.
I also have 5 gold. It's a net. I mean, it's just wood and some netting, right? I mean, what kind of net is this?
It's a Minotaur's net.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. So, can I get some information?
Allow me to. And he goes over and he takes the chest that was on the ground, puts it back on the mammoth, goes around to the other side of the mammoth, takes another chest off, undoes some straps, undoes a lock,
Did he
opens
make
it
that
up.
noise?
Is that
Yes, he does make that noise.
I think it's that heavy.
And then sets it down with a thwomp. And he begins to rummage through it, and sure enough, he pulls out this net, and it's made out of metal.
Wow.
It's a fine mesh net. Looks like it's been woven from some kind of thin, incredibly flexible metal.
Can I roll? So Otto, his underground culture, all they do is barter. That's their normal
Sure.
exchange of currency. So none of this is weird to him.
Sure.
But with bartering, you kind of have to pretend like you don't want it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So I'm wondering.
You're like, that crappy net?
Yeah. Can I roll I don't know how you would try to like with car salesmen, the walk away?
Right. I mean, I would argue that if you're trying to deceive him, it would be deception.
Deception, right.
If you're trying to convince him of something, it would be persuasion. So are you trying to deceive him and make him think that you're not really interested in the net, although it seems like you
I
kind of
would,
already
yeah.
gave that away?
Yeah.
Or you want to persuade him to trade you the net for whatever?
I have an idea.
Can I persuade him to? So the net that he has, is there anything special aside from it being the net of a minotaur?
You don't know. You'd have to study it.
I don't know what he knows about the net, so I'd like to deceive him into thinking that net is like
Not what
You've
we
seen
were
better
expecting.
Minotaur
it's not
nets.
really good, but we'll
Okay.
take it from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a little damaged.
Okay. So you're trying to haggle him.
I'm trying to haggle him.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. He's extremely good at haggling, but go ahead and roll. Give me a persuasion roll, and you have advantage from Goofus McDorkle.
Yeah, Goofus.
Oh, and by the way, we have another Seed of Nature from Unknown Axiom. Thank you.
Okay. And still both of them very good. That's going to be a dirty 20.
Okay. He eyes you up and down as you are like steadying this net and pretending to find like a hole in
like
it
a little
somewhere. And,
there.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And talking about the quality of the metal. And, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Moving.
Some subpar craftsmanship.
Well, they told me at the time that it was good.
That's a Minotaur for you. You know, overselling.
I didn't think Minotaurs lied.
No, they don't lie exactly. They just don't tell you the whole truth.
Well, then you tell me, what do you think that's worth?
Well, it's worth, I would say, you like collecting components?
Yes.
Yes, I'd say a vial of sticky goo, 3 feathers, and
I have a Necrota heart.
I love Necrota heart.
Oh, well, those are very rare.
Crota heart, good.
I'll trade for exactly what you just said.
There you go.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
He takes the ooze and
The jar of Necrota heart.
the jar.
There's also, stuff around it. It'll stay nice and moist.
Yeah.
He puts it away into his chest, but you do notice, at least you two that are standing nearby, he takes those feathers and puts the feathers in his pocket and not into the chest.
Not good.
And then he,
Well, if there's nothing else.
and he
Again, I wish to trade. A favor.
A favor.
You may ask of me something at the time of your choosing. And if it is within my power, I shall grant it.
Interesting. I haven't dealt in favors in a very long time.
Cristobal.
She will lose her arm.
Allow me to quickly construct a tiny little arrangement. And if you would sign, then I can agree.
It will
What do
be
you change it for?
it will be to heal your arm
He
And
doesn't
their-
have anything.
and their wounds.
He doesn't have anything, he said.
Well, if we're going to increase the bargain, then naturally I should be allowed to put a stipulation on the contract. Right?
Yes.
Very well.
and he walks over to his chest and he takes out a relatively large piece of papyrus, and he takes out a beautiful peacock feather, dips it in a mysterious liquid, and begins to write out several sentences. Takes him a little bit, but he eventually finishes and hands it over to you and hands you the quill.
What is the stipulation listed in the contract? My sister is a lawyer.
In real
If I
life.
could get her on the phone
Yeah.
right now, Leah
Phone
could
a friend.
watch
Don't sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In perpetuity.
The main stipulation of the contract is that when he calls upon you for the said favor, you have to drop whatever you're doing at that moment and do said favor. That's the number one thing. The secondary contract underneath that is that he can stipulate whether or not you are allowed to do it with anyone else or by yourself.
Is there a way you can add to the contract where you can't harm us?
And what are we receiving in return, might I
Your
ask?
arm.
What he said he doesn't have anything.
Right, but if we get all of our soul back, then Frida could maybe do your arm up.
Again, please
true.
tell me, what
That's true.
would you be giving us in exchange for this?
Well, I have things that could possibly remove the disease.
Possibly.
So you were,
removed.
were
If
you
it does not
lying?
remove the disease, there is no deal.
We can put that in the contract if you'd like.
Yes.
Very well.
Cristobal, you might find yourself in a position where we need you much more than I need my arm. You might be able to be in a position where you will save the lives of everyone.
Potential other ways.
This person's name is Faye Ocean. Faye Ocean. You know what happens when you deal with matters of the Fae? It's all right. Val can just take his knife and cut it out.
We could just wait for Frida, you know, like, we could just go back.
Does KoKo at all, sorry,
Guys, go back.
recognize, not the person like we know each other, but like,
Oh, actually, we met before. Yay.
I
Does
didn't
Faye
recognize.
recognize
No,
Faye?
he doesn't. No.
oh, but do I notice that you might be Faye?
You could certainly try to surmise that. You spent enough time in the Fae that I'll give you a roll to see if you recognize what is transpiring in front of you.
Okay.
If that gives you any hints.
Sure.
I think.
Don't look at my scores.
As if that's going to change. I think the closest thing that it would be would either be nature or arcana. I guess it could be history, but I feel like you would then have to have run across him before, which you haven't. So,
all those are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have advantage?
You do not.
You got
You got a
this.
straight roll.
Are we sure, guys?
For sure.
Okay.
Crying in the club.
Cool. I rolled a 2.
Yeah, you. As far as you can tell, you can't really. He's very mysterious.
You seem mysterious, but it all checks out, I think.
He has not lied yet at all.
Really?
And in fact, he was a bit surprised when Saint changed from healing herself to fixing Cristobal.
Was he impressed?
He was impressed, but he was also a bit surprised at the results because he is clearly amazed that this pinecone thing brought him back and in full health with very little side effects.
Oh. I usually don't like that.
We're running short on time.
Put it
everyone.
in the contract.
What?
If my friends are not healed and her disease is not removed, I owe you nothing. And I will sign.
That's fair.
Cristobal, is it not up to me as well? The one receiving this?
You do not take anything from anyone. If I were to give you the choice, you would not take this. But it is my choice to give. So I will give. And I shove the paper back towards him.
He immediately adds a writer to the bottom of the contract. We can talk to your sister later
totally,
about
yeah,
this. Make sure it's all on the up and up. But the writer essentially states that if the ailment does not go away in its entirety, and if the healing that he provides to the rest of you does not heal you of all of your wounds, that you do not owe him anything, nor does the second stipulation take effect. Okay?
Sign.
Okay, you sign it. He, again, closes up his chest, straps it up, locks it, puts it back on the mammoth, goes to the third and final chest, lowers it down. Yes.
Very dramatic.
It's very heavy. Sets it down. This one has several locks on it. He pulls out a chain, like a keychain, and he proceeds to go through and unlock every single lock on it. Takes him a while. He opens it up, and as he opens it up, he reaches inside, and you can see from where you're standing that he's got quite a few things in there. You notice some wolfsbane, some fur hats and gloves. There's a red neck scarf. There's some goggles. You even see some wool socks that remind you of certain Ramhidi creatures. There's a war club made of dark wood that Drek appears to spot in there as well. Quite a few things. But the one thing that he pulls out is a very, very large bone knife. Looks like it's made of whalebone. And it's carved in a big swoop to go along with the wave of the bone itself, almost like the wave in the ocean. And he takes the bone knife and he holds out his raggedy, muffled mitts for you to place your arm into his hand.
You might want to bite down on something.
All right.
Here's a bit of rope.
Oh, that should do it.
I'll hold Saint's other hand.
I'm on the side where you're holding Saint's hand, but it's just a moral support
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, sorry, before I forget, you're going to want to swallow one of these.
And he gives you a small little root.
What is that for?
What is that from?
Well, this will help slow the blood so that you don't bleed out.
Wait, what's the name of that root?
We'll wrap it up as soon as...
Yes. Do we have
Those of you that would like to roll
Yeah.
to see what the root is, you might recognize it.
Yeah, I would
It would be a nature roll
Yeah.
or survival.
So what if we need this medicine later?
Yeah.
20.
That's
That makes sense,
Okay.
Miss
Yes.
Ranger.
You recognize it immediately as cassava root, which comes from to the south on the North Island. There's an area called Pridura, which is where a lot of the Lionel and Tabaxi, thank you, dwell.
Okay.
It's like a plains savanna area.
I didn't.
Oh.
Morgan knew that.
Yeah,
Val did not.
but it's very, very rare.
Okay.
Yeah, even in that area, it's very rare. But it does, if properly treated, it will either slow the blood, or if you eat the other part of the root, it will actually speed up and invigorate you. Yeah.
If you pass out, we have the healing tea. I'll heal you right away, okay?
I recognize that. It's okay.
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 She swallows it.
Okay. Who is actually watching this?
I
I'm
am.
watching it.
Okay, so anyone that's watching needs to make a wisdom save.
Oh, boy! Okay.
So you don't wisdom save.
Yeah.
Any
Wisdom
advantages
save.
or
Anything?
Twice roll.
No, everyone's at a straight roll except for Saint,
Let's cock.
which is good because Saint, you're going to be rolling
Dirty
Constitution.
20.
Natural 20.
nat 20?
Whoa, what?
10.
All right, Val is the only one that looks away.
Who's my
The
advantage?
warrior is like,
Your advantage is from Gateway Guy.
Thank you, Tony. Natural 20.
Three nat 20s?
So
see, I made the right choice, y'all.
he's incredibly good at what he does. He's very, very precise, but it's still excruciatingly painful as he cuts down from right about here all the way down the side of your arm. And then he sets the knife aside, and you notice where he cut, it's not really bleeding. Maybe it's the cassava root, maybe it's the knife, you're not sure. But he reaches in with his hand, and you can see him digging around to try to grab something, and he pulls out a small little wriggling larva. And it's got 4 different mandibles that snap together, and it's just sort of like mouthing up in the air, trying to grasp onto anything. And he pinches it, and you hear a popping sound, and then he throws it on the ground off to the side.
And now healing spells should work. Oh, and I happen to have one of those in here somewhere.
And he reaches up and he pulls out a scroll, and he begins to read from the scroll, and the scroll evaporates in his hand, and you all see this very, very tiny ghost appear in front of you, like a little image of a child. None of you recognize this child, but the aura coming off of the child starts to heal all of you.
Whoa.
Slowly at first, but then eventually all of your wounds fade away.
Wow.
So all of our hit points are...
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
You're still tired from all the fighting and what have you. You just don't have the actual, like,
damage.
Flesh damage.
Where are you from?
Well, as I said, I get around.
Yeah, right.
That's really cool. You bet you have like amazing stories to tell.
I do. I trade in stories, secrets.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Failshin, we have to go.
Yeah, we have to go. I have no secrets to trade you.
But the Osaka encampment, as Saint said, is that way.
Yeah.
Yes, I will make my way that direction. Thank you.
Jack, do you want to go with him?
No, I want to help. I want to guide.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
We have to get all of our soul, yes?
Yeah, we really
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Yes, we really do.
Okay.
Nice net here. Let's go.
Yeah, we got this net. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So you have impeccable timing.
Yeah, it's so nice meeting you.
Oh, I'm sure we'll meet again.
I hope so.
Maybe think about not wearing quite so many rags.
Or if you want to give us rags.
In fact, might I? What is the pricing on those furs? Just on the way out.
Well, I could sell them. Let me see. How does 10 gold for some of the fur-lined?
Perfect.
Very well.
She gives you all of her gold.
All of the money.
He takes out a pair
We
of
finally have enough warm clothes.
fur mitts and a fur hat. and
I'll
sells
have it.
to you.
I'll give 5.
Okay.
You only have to.
Thank
I'll give
you.
my 5, and you can give your 5.
They barely fit
We
you.
started
They're
with
like you're stretching them on.
I bet you do.
At least it's something.
I have money.
All right.
We should go.
Yeah, we need to go. Hey man, again, so nice meeting you. Your vibes, weird but cool. I really truly hope to meet you again. And maybe we can swap some stories.
I would very much love to hear more about your people.
Yeah, I can tell you some stuff.
Okay, we gotta go, Otto.
Yeah, and I give him a big ol' wink and I walk away.
And I wink at the mammoth.
Yeah.
Brethren.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be like that. But yeah.
Because
Yeah, no, the mammoth appears to be more intelligent than what you would expect. That's what I was trying to insinuate with the wink.
Not because I share elephant blood with it.
No, I didn't even think of that.
Did see about the
pachyderms
elephant girl, huh?
gotta keep together.
Yeah.
Cristobal, are you sure you're all right?
Yes,
I mean, you would literally.
we
just-
have to go.
I know we do, but you were dead 5 minutes ago.
We have to go.
Yeah, we did.
We can talk about the gods on the way.
All right. We need to be quiet.
Yeah,
So,
this is a stealth mission, guys.
Failshin locks the chest back up, puts it back on Mammut, crawls back up on Mammut, and the last thing that he says as he's kind of meandering his way through the trees is over his shoulder. He says, "Tell Queen Mab I said hello," and then he disappears into the woods.
Who was he
What
talking
does that
to?
even mean?
Do we know who Queen Mab is? No one would have a clue.
Oh, it's probably a password. I'm gonna write it down.
Morgan knows the name.
I know a Queen Mab.
You
I
do?
met a Queen Mab.
You met as Queen Mab?
And this is as we're walking,
All right.
of course.
Yeah, we're
One thing at a
walking.
time, one thing at a time.
Okay, so you start making your way deeper into the dark woods.
Yeah.
I still think Otto should probably lead and a good ways ahead of us.
Yes,
Okay.
and I do.
So just for game mechanics wise, there has been no rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're full health, but no short rest.
Okay, cool. So you begin making your way through these dark woods, and as you get deeper into the woods, that buzzing sound continues to reverberate. And you also notice that the trees in this area have decayed much further than the trees that you saw earlier on that were only half decayed or half infected with that black fungus. Yeah. And you do notice, even without perception rolls, there's little bits of sap that at first you think are coming off of the trees, because when trees are sick, they'll actually provide sap as like a way to kind of cure themselves or maintain health. And as you get closer to it, you notice that it's actually not sap, it's that same sticky substance that you found earlier from the bees themselves. And it's coating a lot of various branches and bits and pieces of plant life in this area. And again, there's no animal life whatsoever.
Any further sound of that other sound that we heard when we first entered the forest of the will of the Hatha? What was his name? Honolo?
Honolo.
Any further sound of that really weird bear, bird, whatever it was?
If you want to, yes. If you want to try to listen to that for that specifically, I'll give you a perception check.
Yeah, I'll try.
Sure.
I'll try just because.
Sure. You got a straight roll.
Hearing that it's 5.
Okay. It's hard to hear anything over the
Okay.
thrumming, humming, buzzing sounds.
Okay.
But all of you do probably hear at moments trees being felled or falling over. You're not sure which, but it does sound like trees dying.
Drek, are you familiar with this part of the Darkwood at all?
It has changed a lot. I worry for the health of the woods.
I do too. It like almost hurts my spirit or something.
He nods.
Okay.
This sickness is much worse than I thought it would be. We weren't gone that long.
Spreading fast then.
Yes.
Okay.
He looks up at the sky.
When we get there, to the heart, there will be no more sun.
No more. Oh.
Okay.
Night will come.
Can everybody see in the dark?
I have
No.
light.
I can see.
I have light.
Wasps go to sleep
That's what I
with
was-
the sun.
Do they?
Real wasps do. I do not know about these.
Well, that might be to our advantage then.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
When the honey is taken on the farm where I am, in the village I am from, they wait until dusk, and they also use smoke.
So, smoke.
Smoke. Right.
It calms the wasps, or bees in this case.
Very smart. Okay. I'm glad you're back.
Do we have a plan?
Let's see what we're looking at first, I guess.
The more you plan, the more the gods laugh at you.
Not you specifically, all of us. You.
Oh. I think I understand.
He doesn't understand.
Okay.
Let's get a little further, but
Yeah.
I like dusk, I like smoke, I like digging. These are all good elements of something.
And what exactly happened, Cristobal?
We do not have time for that now.
You
I
want-
will tell you
You want to stop and tell us on a rest? Later.
later. Now we must focus on Oliver.
Yeah.
And Otto's up ahead, stealthing it out.
Okay. So you're scouting?
Yeah, I'm scouting.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Question, D&D mechanic question.
Yeah.
When I have proficiency in a skill, does it just make my my modifier go up, or does that give any sort of advantage?
Well, if you have your proficiency, then you get your proficiency modifier.
Bonus on top
Yeah,
of it.
on top of whatever attribute it is that's linked to it.
Okay.
And when you get expertise as a rogue,
Yeah.
you'll get your proficiency modifier in those specific skills times 2.
Got it.
Yeah.
And higher
Okay.
level rogues have a thing called like reliable talent, where
Right.
you don't even have to roll because you can't like roll below a 10 or something
Right.
like that. But
Yeah.
Because I have silent feathers as a Owlin trait,
Right.
and I have proficiency in stealth. So in D&D Beyond, it has 2 circles
That
around
means
it.
you have expertise, so you're already getting double your proficiency modifier. Yeah.
real good stealth.
Cool.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a stealth roll and give me a perception roll to see how much you see. I know you have crazy high dark vision.
So that is a natural 20 on stealth.
Wow.
So it's 27 total.
Yes.
And you said perception?
Yeah.
That is a 13.
Okay. How deep do you want to go? How far away from these guys are you going?
I want to go until I can't hear their footsteps.
Okay.
So that's
I don't know how far I would say that is in distance. 50 feet. But it's like 50 feet. Yeah, it's a couple. Like it's
Okay.
And an elephant and a bear
far,
with us.
but
Yeah, they're not particularly quiet, so you're going to be able to hear them coming from a ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if they try to be quiet, they're not particularly, especially by your standards.
right, because I think as a rogue, there is like this where you can feel silence, right? Like like almost silence is like darkness that has a weight to it.
Right.
So I want to go as far as I can. When I start feeling that weight, I know that I am actually undetectable. Because if I'm close to them and to their sound, I know that I can be detected.
Okay. I think I get what you're going for.
Yeah.
So you all travel this way for a while, right?
Yeah.
And the sun starts to set, and
Are you still leaving the little X's?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, yeah.
just as you are about to get to what Drek is referring to as the heart of the dark wood, you come across what appears to be the remains of a stone fence.
Okay.
It looks like it's ruined. You can't even tell how old it is, but there's pieces of iron sticking up out of it, and it's definitely not keeping anything out anymore. It's just completely degraded.
Okay.
But it sticks out to you in this very natural setting to find anything that is constructed and containing metal, especially. And the metal is rusted, considerably rusted, but the stonework is still in moderate shape. And it's creating almost like a long fence line that you could easily go over or under. And in fact, there was a path that you were on that you kind of got off of when you started stealthing.
Yeah.
And that path goes straight into the heart of the dark wood, and there's no piece of this fence line near it.
Can I investigate the fence?
Sure.
Okay.
It would be any kind of craftsmanship skill or stoneworking or
stoneworking, but also
or investigation, I guess.
Yeah, I want to investigate to see if there is any sap on it, and also if there's any way that I can determine like the age, like of because it's degraded.
Yeah.
So like how worn, I guess, is it?
The problem is like you don't have stoneworking or stone cutting or stone craft, but you do live underground, so you would know stone. So this is what I'll let you do. You can roll twice for investigation or history even.
Okay.
The first roll will be just to figure out if there's any sap on this and anything that you can learn from the construction and what have you. But that second roll will be the age roll. And the second roll will be at disadvantage because it's something that you're not particularly skilled at.
Okay, that makes sense. So this is to see if there's sap on it. Wow, okay, that's a natural 1. So I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, you don't see any sap on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You step in sap.
No sap here! I'm stuck.
She steps in Zap and doesn't identify it as Zap.
Yeah.
It also just so people don't get confused, it's not sap. It's actually like an amber or like a sticky
It's like honey.
nectar, but it's stickier than honey.
Right,
It's
right.
like a thicker amber substance that they create or secrete.
So gross.
At disadvantage.
This is a disadvantage.
Yeah, this is a disadvantage.
Good roll.
So I originally rolled a natural 20,
Okay.
but it's at disadvantage. So that is a 9.
Okay. Very, 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 very old.
Oh, so old.
But I will give you this, especially because you got a natural 20 and a 9, and I want to reward you in some small way. The stonework that you see here reminds you of stonework that you saw before.
Oh.
It's the same level of craftsmanship. Stonework that's this old, that's still intact, had to have been made by someone that really knew what they were doing. If this has just been some
basic mason slapping some stone together with some mortar, it wouldn't have held up like this.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that
Okay.
makes complete sense. Because
And the ironwork is really good quality as well. It's just degraded and rusted beyond, recognition.
right, so it looks. When you say stonework, I've seen before. It looks dwarven.
Yes,
Cool.
those are the only stone crafters that you know of that do this level of work, at least in this part of the island.
Have we caught up to Otto since Otto's been investigating?
How long are you gonna stay in that pocket?
So not very long. I think I'm gonna do like, I didn't tell them this symbol, so good luck. But I did like 3 dashes in front of the stonework with like my claws to. It's like, what is it? And
Well, you kind of know which path they're going down.
yeah,
They're gonna take that open path that leads.
through everything.
Right.
Yeah, it's sort of like look at this. What is it? Like thieves do like symbols.
Right, those thieves can't.
Can't.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like
You know they're not gonna know
No.
any of those though.
no.
Yeah.
But
At least
it's,
you don't think they would.
I don't think they
Yeah.
would. But it's just like 3 dashes.
Okay. All of you except for Otto can roll perception.
Okay.
Saint's the only one that's got advantage, and it's from Kulade.
Thank you, Kula. Oh, hey, what's up?
12.
Dirty 20.
Yes.
Rolling so
15.
well.
Hot.
Where were these rolls last time?
But the universe demands balance.
14.
Okay. 15 and above would see the marks and recognize them as marks left
As
by
intentional,
Otto.
recent marks.
Yeah.
Well, it's 3 dashes, but 3 talons each, so it's really 9.
Yeah, 9.
She marked this.
You don't necessarily know what the markings mean, but you do see markings in the middle of the path.
I assume she just kept going on the regular path.
Thank you. He marked this. Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm just looking around for anything unusual.
Give me another perception check.
Nat 1.
Oh.
Yeah. It's getting dark,
Yeah.
and you're a human. And you lost your eye that allowed you to see in the dark.
We should not cast light.
Right.
We should not.
We should go.
We're relying on KoKo's dark vision. Drek can see in the dark too, can't he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
I have really good hearing.
Okay.
My ears.
Got them big ears.
Well, then you can definitely hear the buzzing coming from in front of you.
Hear it real well.
Although, as you're moving that way, because you have good hearing, you can actually tell that the buzzing, instead of coming from like a general direction over there, it's starting to coalesce to one point in front of you.
It's
Okay.
both helpful and.
Otto, you're going to continue sneaking forward.
Yep.
You can keep your stealth roll. As you're going that direction, you're kind of listening around, and you hear wood snap. And it does not sound like the kind of wood snapping sound where like a branch breaks off. It sounds like something is ripping apart
Oh.
a tree. And you hear a very low,
And Otto's the only one who hears this.
yeah, because Otto's in front of
Oh,
you guys.
right. That makes sense.
To just see a creature eating another tree or ripping.
Yeah, I because in Otto's like training as a scout, when there's different degrees of danger, right? So first sign of danger is danger that hasn't spotted you yet, and so in that vein, that's when you double back. Like that's when you warn when it hasn't spotted you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna double back.
Okay. Great. So you stealth back towards where they're at, and it's not too long before you hear the tromping sounds of them making their way through the forest. I mean, they're trying to be kind of quiet, but they're definitely not,
KoKo's still kind of quiet, so you
That's
meet
true.
the party, and KoKo's on the other side of you, and it's like, hey,
There's
what did you see?
So it's not less of a thing I saw, but I heard it. There's it sounded like someone was just ripping apart a tree.
Oh no.
So
It sounded like that husk thing that was eating that ent, or the tree ent.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But that's wording.
Somebody would have to be real big
Yeah.
if they were
Ripping a
apart a
tree.
tree.
Bees don't rip apart
Yeah.
trees.
Gosh.
So, be alert.
Okay.
Be ready.
Do I hear any more trees being felled?
Perception. You're listening for that specifically?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right.
16.
Cristobal.
Come back from the dead.
You definitely hear the sounds of wood being ripped apart, and it doesn't sound like the natural sound of like wood creaking or cracking or breaking open. It sounds like someone or something
Is ripping.
smashing and breaking
Right.
wood.
Right. So it doesn't sound like the noises from before where it was trees were being toppled and pushed over. It sounds more like a tree is being ripped asunder.
Yes and no. There's both of those happening at the same time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are hearing trees that are naturally decaying to the point to where they're actually breaking apart and falling over. But on top of that, that's why I said you really have to listen for it specifically. You also hear the unnatural sounds of wood and tree being ripped apart, splintered.
If we're starting to be able to concentrate where the bees' sound is coming from, that's where we should keep heading.
Yeah. Just be alert.
Just a thought. If the spirit of
That Hanolo thing.
Hanolo.
The will of Bahatha, yeah.
wishes for the forest to be cleansed, and I am not saying we have to approach it, but it may be an ally in this instead of an enemy.
Might be. I hope so.
Just wanted to put that out
I thought something similar, but
What
yeah.
do you mean by that?
Well, we are questing to get back Oliver, who is going to cleanse the forest, to rid it of the pestilence so that new things may grow and progress can be made. But
And we've been told that there's a creature here in the forest that embodies supposedly the will of Bahatha. So seemingly that, and that it's ripping down trees or something, that is possibly, could be an ally, as Cristobal says.
Do we know why?
If you don't, I certainly don't, Drek.
if they are trying to remove the disease in the only way that they know how, maybe they feel it is the best way to rip it out,
Like what they did to Saint's arm.
like what they did to Saint Son. It is not the most clean or the most...
It's effective, though.
Yes. But if the spirit is not targeting the actual source of the disease, then it is wasting its time.
So you're saying we could try to talk to them potentially?
It is an idea. I am not versed in nature or its communication style, but
They described it as looking like manticore-esque, like sort of a manticore or not, you know, where it's a combination of several different animals at once. So doesn't sound like we'll be able to miss it if we see it.
A chimera.
What's that?
What, Chuck?
Chimera.
Okay.
It is how Bahatha is seen, how he is made.
Embodied.
Yes. Multiple animals mixed.
Oh.
Okay.
Could it be Bahatha themselves in the woods, do we think?
it could be, if it is the embodiment of their spirit, it would be an earthly form of Bahatha.
Like a possession. You know, when we...
Or an embodiment.
Yeah.
I'm not
I was
very
thinking
religious.
ghosts.
I'm not very religious, but do we want to meet Bahatha?
I don't know.
I would like to meet my creator, I think.
Oh, well, if they did create you.
I think it is less about wanting to meet them as opposed to needing aid. For last time we faced these creatures, we were dealt a thorough thrashing.
Well, and speaking of, so we're about to come upon this swarm of wasps, and our plan is to smoke them out, yes?
Well, or wait till they're asleep and sneak through.
I just
or-
want to take the one that has olive hair.
Right.
I'm
Like,
wondering how we will know.
I mean, well, I guess we'll...
When they sucked it up, did they change appearance?
No.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, I'll get to put this net to the test and...
And who knows if they'll still have it, though? What if they deposited?
We have to
Might
try.
be easier. I don't know. Okay.
Just looking for a pile of soul poo.
So poo.
Let's hope not. But I hear you. That I mean, I would certainly like to have a word with Bahatha or any of the gods at this point, because I have quite a lot of questions.
So to be clear, we are looking for a wasp that it contains Oliver's soul. We don't know what it looks like, and then also trying to perhaps potentially find this chimera.
I am
Yeah.
just
If the
speaking.
chimera's around, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the alternative is.
No, I just want to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So we're going toward the chimera.
we have a way to create smoke. Yes, I have tinder and
Well, I don't
set
know
some brush on fire.
if the chimera is the chimera or if it's something else.
Should we check that
I
out
just
first?
heard a sound. I was crunching
let's
trees.
see
you
if
guys.
let's see what the sound is, and keep going.
Can I use my divine feature to speak with sparrows? Are there any sparrows about?
There are no animals.
No animals at all.
Yeah.
They're all
Okay.
scared off.
I think we.
I mean, if you like really went out of your way and there was daylight, you might be able to find a bird, not
Sure.
necessarily a sparrow, but a bird that would be, floating around.
When I died, it dissipated.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
can recast it though.
It takes time.
Can you recast it now?
It will take an hour.
No.
Okay.
Shall we go to Bahatha or straight to the nest?
Well, we're not sure it is Bahatha, so
We could check that out. It kind of.
let's kind of check it out, and if it isn't, we just keep on moving.
It's all in the same direction.
It is.
Then let us check it out.
We just need to move forward.
You go ahead first, I guess.
Yes.
So are you stealthing again?
I mean, not as deep as I was before because Otto knows that should they come into an altercation, it's better that they should be together.
So you're just a little ways
I'm
in
just a
front of them.
little ahead of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I need everybody to make stealth checks.
Guidance. There, you can guide yourself, probably. It's probably the best way.
Yeah, I should just make that a practice to guide myself.
Or we just flat rolls?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. You're crushing it.
Dice.
Nat 20 plus 7.
Whoa!
27.
27.
Whoa!
Yes.
We're very stealthy.
We're so
Adam.
stealthy.
You did it again,
2.
didn't you?
4.
16?
11.
I mean, 2 nat 20's got to count for something.
That's the.
The two
I
stealthiest.
got all kinds of high rolls doing stealth with Civ, and it didn't make jack difference.
How does that make you feel, Jared? How do you
Group
Yeah.
stealth checks.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
And make it a force card.
Ah.
This is what happens. So you're not all like a tight-knit little ball. You're kind of spaced out. So some of you are obviously doing better than others when it comes to tromping through a woodland terrain, which makes sense. You're not giving away your position at all whatsoever. Those of you that rolled, did you get above a 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Those of you that rolled below a 10 are obviously like, you're tripping, you're stumbling, you're occasionally,
I'm a city kid.
stepping on a stick and it snaps. It's not like you're making intentional tons of sound.
It's okay, you
Yeah.
just got your body back.
You just got your body back. It's new.
My arms.
Get used to it.
Bernie.
So as you're making your way, you two that nat 20'd notice that the trees themselves in this area are beginning to shift and move.
Oh,
And Cristobal wanders close to one of these trees and
Buddy.
he's still recovering. So he leans on the tree for but a moment and the tree turns and wraps him up with its branches and pulls it up close to its head.
Like a
And-
hug?
And yes. And you don't know if it's an aggressive hug or not, but the head of the tree turns down
head of
towards
the
Cristobal,
tree?
and that's when all of you encounter your first living tree ant. It looks down, it would be very cool, but it looks down at you and lets out a very low, help me. And you notice that when it says that, the bark starts to peel and break away, and bits and pieces of that black fungus go with it, almost as if it's growing underneath its bark and making the tree peel.
Oh, God.
I am sorry. I do not know how. The disease. How did you get this way?
The heart is sick.
That is where we are going. We are going to the heart. We are going to find our friend and stop the corruption.
I will take you.
And it rips its roots up out of the ground.
Whoa.
And it starts to lumber that direction towards the center of the dark wood, carrying you.
Someone come help me!
All right.
Yeah, we're definitely following that.
So while you're following it, it gets closer and closer, and it's moving pretty quick. So you guys are really huffing it to keep up with it, even though it's sick. And you notice that leaves fall off and a branch snaps off and one of the roots breaks away, and you're kind of jumping up over the top of that, and you get closer and closer to the heart, and the buzzing sound gets louder and louder. And then all of you, out of nowhere, this horrible thrashing, growling sound comes from the east, and tearing through the woods is this huge figure. An owl's head with antlers coming off of it.
Okay.
Two massive wings that could either be a bat wing, it's dark so you can't quite tell, or like a dragon's wings off of its front. The body of a bear. The hind legs look like they could either be a lion or some kind of predatory animal.
Wow.
And then the tail whips about, and it looks like it's three tails that have been sort of woven together. One of them looks like it's got scales on it. Another one has like a little puff of fur, and the last one is like a rat's tail, but huge.
Wow.
It tears through and immediately latches onto the ant and starts ripping the ant apart with its massive claws. What would you all like to do?
Oh God! How close are we to the heart, to the buzz?
You can hear it. It's, 100 yards away.
I'm rushing up to this creature.
It growls with this bestial ferocity.
Stop!
I cast Mage Hand and use telekinesis to shove the creature back because Cristobal is in the way of this creature's wrath as well.
Well, telekinesis is different than Mage Hand.
Well, so I have a feat that is I
Right.
cast Mage Hand, and then I can use the telekinetic specifically on the Mage Hand to shove it.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's real strong. Yeah, that's fine. You essentially push it back the 5 feet. Are you going to?
I'm not gonna get in its way.
Okay.
I'm not literally putting putting myself in front of the tree, but I'm just sort of standing off to the side going, Stop!
Its head turns like an owl's head. Rotates all the way around over to you. And it looks at you, and it looks down at your mouth.
We're
But
allies.
it seems completely confused.
We're allies. Hanolo? Bahatha. Don't.
The ant is just barely
This is helping
holding
us.
on. It's like starting to waver, and it lets go of you.
Does it have any elephantine features? If it does.
No.
Oh.
We
So I was
No.
gonna try and speak
Can I use
Loxodon.
speak with him?
You can.
listen, please.
Okay.
Do it.
Would you like to?
Yeah.
Okay. You enact it with one of your spell slots, right? Not a
Yeah.
ritual. Okay, good.
Oh, wait, is that?
No, you can't.
I mean, what language
That
does
would
it
take
speak?
10 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're
Right.
good.
No, you want to cast it with a spell slot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making sure you still have a spell slot left.
Yes,
does.
I do.
Okay, good. You cast it, and he's speaking obviously in common to it, which it doesn't understand.
Oh, okay.
And you cast this spell and say what to it?
Bahatha?
Its head turns towards you. It growls, and that growl, for some reason, you understand. In the growl, it says,
Yes.
Please stop hurting our friend. Stop, just stop. Can we talk to you?
We're here to help.
We're here to help you.
We're here to stop
it
the
turns and
corruption.
looks at the tree and then looks back at you.
Sick.
Yes.
Yes, we know. We're here to help.
By the way, when she's saying this, she's like chirping and growling, and none of you understand anything
No,
she's
I'm
saying.
not understanding, but I'm just watching it, understand her. Yeah, this very weird.
Say, what do you want me to say? It's Bahatha. It's your god.
Sickness must destroy.
Tell it this is not the source of the sickness.
This is not the source of the sickness.
We might have a cure. Tell her
We might have a cure. Can you just stop, please?
Cure.
Please.
in there?
It doesn't react to you.
Yeah.
But when you say you have a cure and you look over, it looks over at Cristobal.
No.
No.
You guys don't understand any of this.
Yeah.
It's just this.
No. Look over here. Hi. Not him. Over there.
Where? Show.
Okay. Can you just?
It lowers its shoulder down and extends its wing out.
to get on.
Yeah.
And KoKo gets up. Whoa.
Okay.
It immediately starts to burst forward
wait.
into the heart of the dark wood. And that is where we
no.
will end our episode.
That's so fun!
It's gonna destroy all the bees.
Yeah,
mean,
it's
we
fun
only
right
need
now.
one. That is our
I will make it fun.
We just need to extract.
That was intense.
Oh god.
I didn't know how that was all going to pan out.
Oh, I hope somebody does like art for that Chimera.
You riding a Chimera?
KoKo on
Yeah!
the KoKo and the Chimera. Welcome back to
Please.
the cartoon of KoKo and the Chimera.
I watched that cartoon.
For sure.
Okay, so show's not over, folks. We got more.
Yes.
Oh, look at you.
Adam's going to do a song and dance routine for us. Hit it, Adam.
That's not what happened in the secret room. That was a long secret room, guys.
Mr. Freestyle Rap.
No. So at the end of every show, we like to say an extra special thanks to all of our patron members at the highest tier. There's Team Force of Nature and Team Force of Cosmos. We get amazing suggestions from all of you on how to read their names. And tonight's suggestion for Team Force of Nature is from JT.
Hey.
And this suggestion is a stage magician trying to distract the audience while doing a horrible job at magic.
I kind of feel like Adam needs to do that.
Yes, please.
Do a trick.
I got Alakazam! That usually works better than that just now. Everyone, thank you for coming to see the great Jim-Witted. I have been known to be
Very magical.
Yeah, it's Jim.
Jim as in a Slim Jim, which is where I got no. So I know everyone is a little worried about the frogs raining outside, but I'm here to entertain you.
How many Bravas did you pay this guy, honey?
Too many. Too many.
Dude, do the beaker part here. That was like a really good trick.
If he doesn't do kitty scritches, I'm gonna be so upset.
Let me introduce my assistant, Fenderill.
Hello, everyone.
Isn't that your cousin?
Oh my gosh, Fen!
Hi, honey.
We met on Craigslist.
Oh my gosh. I really don't know if I agree with her past decisions, but I totally want to see where this goes. She's kind of nuts.
So now I am going to saw Fenderill in half with my magic.
She's part of the gold family. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That
You'll
explains that.
saw me in half, so I'm just my jewels by the end of the night.
Did you bring the saw?
No.
Magic!
Yay. Good times.
Been there.
So Team Force of Cosmos, this is from our very own Kildoran.
Yay!
Thank you for your suggestion, Kildoran. Y'all are shopping for clothes while describing and naming the various fashion lines.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Down to Clown is the newest line that's popular with the Gen Zs.
Yeah,
it's like
but-
extra baggy and just like serotonin, everything.
Well, I don't know about you, but down south, we sure like a little abracadabra.
That's like witchy stuff. I don't know if I like that. Too dark.
The kids are loving it.
I mean, look, classic. I go Gorbin played. I don't know what wearing
Boring.
serotonin really looks
It
like
is
at
a
this
little
point.
Dad.
Well, I just, I go with the basics.
Honestly, like the latest trend that I heard was everybody was just doing Lincoln breaks. You know what I mean? Just getting the Lincoln break pants.
Oh, where they like
Are they
break
break
off.
off.
Lincoln breakaway.
Yeah,
But they
pants.
break off at the ankle, which is like, why do we need breakaway
It might be
crease?
nicer in the summer. It gets reil hot.
Ankles don't get that hot though.
Attention, Goodwill shoppers. Attention, Goodwill shoppers. If you see an I think I'm nuts tag, it is 75% off. Again,
Okay.
Makes
Another
sense.
good
We
one.
have
Shopping!
Put it in the bag.
Yay! 75% off.
75%
about
At the Goodwill.
Yeah, especially in this day and age. You're not going to find 75% off anything.
I'll wear it.
Well, that's been our show, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
so
I had a
much.
blast.
Good job,
Can't wait.
Jared.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jared, we love you, Heather and Ron.
Yeah, congratulations on getting married.
Yay!
We'll be back next week. Ron will be here. He can pick up the pieces of where I left off. No, I'm kidding.
What?
But as we always like to say to our audience, we love you, we care for you, and humankind.
Be
well.
Bye.
Everybody.
I'll see you.
One step and then another. Blessed are those who wander, branching, reaching. Depths of the forest are calling. The well-worn path will end before the journey has begun. Eyes to the sky, and you might find your way. Let fear ignite a light and shine another light.